Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I've got a new product from a company called TOOLANT, which we've had on here before, and it's their Kraftek Hex It Rainbow Hex Key sets. And this is the two sets that they make, both in the millimeter and in SAE. And you can freeze frame if you want, but here's your millimeter setup, and here is your SAE lineup for these hex key sets. So, and these are L-shaped ones that have both as you can see here, the typical straight, and then there's going to be the ball end as well. And so we'll take a look at these. TOOLANT is a manufacturer that does build, I believe, a majority of their tools in China. This one is no different, and it is a 22-piece set when you include both of these SAE and metric units. Now, part number for this, if you guys could see that, is TA010550003. Here are the two sets that come with it. You're going to have your SAE version on this side, and then you're going to have your millimeter version on this side. And they both come with this nice little placard that kind of gives you a breakdown of what the colors mean for each metric set and SAE set. So if color coordination is your thing, I mean, it does look nice that they have that physical awareness property to them. But yeah, it gives you a breakdown of each of those in their Hexit Rainbow set. I kind of feel like it's like Skittles or something, right? Taste the rainbow? Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, and then there's also a neat feature. I'll go into actually that just a second here. But I want to show you guys what's unique about these, what I like about them, how do they compare to traditional sets that we have out there. And most recently, I picked up a Pittsburgh set. I have other sets too, but I think these ones are going to kind of cover the side-by-side comparison of new versus somewhat new and traditional hex key sets. And I'll let you guys know where you can find them and typically how much they cost. And overall, if this is a good purchase for you as well. So let's dive into it. Again, SAE millimeter sets. Let you guys take a look at them. They do number them. It isn't super easy to see the numbers. Let's see if we can actually get that to focus for you guys. 8 millimeters, 10, and actually that's 8. See, I can't even read right. That is 6 millimeters, and then that's 8. And then they give you the rundown of these as well, but I think they are on, actually I'm incorrect, they are down here. So they're pretty faint to see and not super easy, but you can also flip them over and you can see on these sleeves. Now these sleeves are unique as well. These are ethylene vinyl acetate, or EVA, and it is a little bit more pliable of a plastic compound. Although high temps, they do not perform quite as well as other materials or other plastics, but they do give a little bit of dexterity and abrasion resistance at low temps. So you actually have your, looks like it's a vinyl paint coating over the top of it. It feels pretty thick. It doesn't seem to be easy to wear off as it is. We'll pull this open here real quick, let you guys see. Let's take a look here, number 5. Now these are L-shaped, and it's also worth noting too, is the fact that these are extended length versus being the ASME standard. And you can see that here versus a traditional 5 mil as well. So when you put them side by side, there's definitely a size difference. And I'd even say there's even a girth difference. They have physically made this thicker. And they've kept it a round stock as well too. They have not kept it hex throughout. So that does give you a little bit added strength. They've actually just managed to machine, right, the straight edge as well as the ball end. Let you guys see the difference between the ball. And I feel like this ball end on the traditional one is kind of short. This has a little bit more depth to it. And there's perks to both of those methods. And we'll go over that shortly. But that's a pretty good comparison. So overall feel in the hand, they actually feel good. They have a nice, you know, not necessarily heavy, but definitely have a little bit more material to them than the other units. Now the metal, they claim to have a special CRV alloy steel. It is nice, has a nice finish to it. So better than I would say most. So I'd say it's a pretty good job. And they also claim to have an HRC 58 to 62. And maybe if we got some time here, we'll give that a quick test to see how close that is on the hardness scale. Now, what's unique about this set, and it's actually quite nice, is their ability on the side here to magnetize and demagnetize these bits. So as they come, it should be demagnetized. Yeah, see? It's not going to pick anything up. So if you want to magnetize them, I believe it's the pull through. There you go. Instantly magnetize them. And fit inside there is actually pretty tight. You got it. Yeah, it's got a nice tight fit, which I really like because it is so easy on hex to actually round them out. And then we'll do the straight side as well. This is actually just a little bit tighter. There you go. Nice, tight, snug fit. And I appreciate that. And it actually has a nice little bevel upwards, so it could potentially get tighter if you have a deeper one of these screws or fasteners to get in there deeper and stay in there more snug. But as it sets, it's also nice too because you can magnetize it. So good setup as is. And so then to demagnetize, it's the opposite motion. So we pulled to magnetize. Okay, got it. And then to demagnetize, you just simply take it and you give it the push motion. There you go. See, so now you are demagnetized on this set. They do claim on the smaller one, so if you go down to 3 or smaller, so let's pull out a 3, it doesn't work quite as well, the magnetization, or demagnetizing, so magnetized. Not as good. Let's pull to magnetize. Okay, magnetized, and then to demagnetize is forward, and it doesn't supposedly do as good of a job. So they say to go on the back side, like so. That's magnetized. There you go. And now it's no longer magnetized. So just keep that in mind with the smaller hex wrenches. You're going to want to use the backside to be able to magnetize and demagnetize. But that's the neat fact, is you have the ability to change out the functionality of these bits, these hex key sets. So, I mean, this is massive. You're going all the way up to, I believe this one's 10 millimeters. That is pronounced. I mean, these are nice sets, and the machining on it is actually quite good. Now let's take a quick look too and see how will they do angle wise. Now they claim to have a 25-degree bend that they'll actually be able to accomplish, so they'll be able to go roughly 25 degrees. So let's just give that a quick shot with one of these fasteners. We'll put it in here and we'll just give it a quick look and see. Make sure we got it straight. I'm getting to 70 on that. Let's twist to see if we get a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you're getting close. Yeah, you're getting pretty close. So about 25 degrees is pretty accurate. Now if you use, let's say this Harbor Freight set, you place that inside there, and that one actually will give you almost 30 degrees. So you might say, oh, the Harbor Freight set's better, go with that. Well, then on the flip side, you've got to realize, in order to get that 30 degrees, let's take a quick measurement here. If you measure the throat in here, you're coming at 3.44 millimeters. And for the same size, 3.5 5.4, 5.2. You're actually getting more material out of this. So it's a game you got to play. Is if you need more angle, then by all means go with these shorter ones. But you're going to give up actual twisting ability and strength in your hex key if you get too much degree in there. So I think this is actually a pretty good balance in order to not lose and pop off. I don't know if you guys have done that, but I've done that plenty of times. For you, the first place that snaps is right there at the throat. So that's the trade-off, is what do you prefer more? And let's just check lengthwise. They're actually the exact same length, these two, although this one sticks out a little bit further out the side. So nice long hex key sets between the two. I also wanted to check out this number 6, just see how well it fits inside here on this larger fastener. And it gets a pretty good angle, probably even more, just because it's a shallow type fastener. That's a good angle to get on there. Tool to loosen. That gets in there nice and good too. Yeah, these work good. All right, so next up is going to be the HRC hardness. How hard is this steel going to be on here? Let's give it a test. It says HRC 58 to 62. So let's start out with an HRC 60 and see if we could put a scratch in this material. Yep, that gives a good scratch. Let's just make sure it gets in there. Yeah, it's taking a nice little chunk out of it. So it's definitely softer than HRC 60. Let's bump down to 55, HRC 55. We'll give it a shot again. Now it's scratching it, but it isn't doing a whole lot yet. It feels like to tear up that edge. Yeah, it still managed to take it off. So I think that's going to be maybe just a little bit softer. Let's try HRC 50. HRC 50. It's taking some work, but I think it's mostly scratching the outer coating. Yeah, it's going to be pretty close. I'm going to say this set's going to come in pretty close to probably HRC 50. We'll give 45 a quick shot too, just to be sure. Here it is, HRC 45. The HRC 45 doesn't do anything to it. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's definitely going to be between HRC 45 and 50, although 50 only did a little bit of surface damage to it. So I'm going to say probably right at HRC 50 is where my set comes in. Maybe just a tidge above it, but it's not going to be quite HRC 55. So going to be a little bit lower than the advertised HRC 58 to 62, but we're just trying to keep everyone honest out here. This is going to be a little bit softer than advertised, but it's still a decent hardness, and I think it's going to be okay. Amazon pricing for this currently is about 40 bucks, and it does have a little bit of a sale, but they tend to put them on sale quite a bit. Even Amazon Prime Day came down a lot on price. I want to say it's in the $30 some odd range. Keep an eye on them, put them in your cart and maybe watch them or pick them up. I mean, for 40 bucks for a complete set like this isn't a bad deal, and it's a nice price tag. Now, we want to thank TOOLANT for sending these out to us. They asked us to give an honest review. Overall, it's a good set. I like it. It's got a good color combo, and it's definitely better than the majority of these hex key sets that are already out there. So and it's tough to beat that price tag. So I'd give it definitely a thumbs up. It's a good set, and there's plenty of reviews out there too that are very positive regarding these. I appreciate you guys watching, and those of you who subscribe, I appreciate that as well, especially those of you guys who like this. As those two things happen, this video gets pushed out to the guys that don't know about this channel. So share with your friends, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.